Good morning and welcome back to Coffee with Toffees. Guys, it is October 6th and this is your brand new episode, Monday morning specials. We do our tournament wrap-ups and let you know kind of where things are landing as they play out. It's going to be a bit of a quiet show today. It's just me, myself, and I. A little bit of an early show as well with the new job contract taking place. But it returns us back to our podcast roots, working on getting a solid pro guest on here, potentially someone from Complexity Gaming on Wednesday, but I'm still waiting to hear back from the manager, so we'll keep you updated as that moves forward. If you like the show, follow me on Twitter at Toffees_Dota2. Remember, our show is live between 7 and about 9 o'clock every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But you can get the podcast on the RSS feed over on SoundCloud and iTunes 24/7. They're uploaded as soon as the show is done. Also on YouTube, we've got plenty of stuff that you can watch. So everything available in many places. Tune in. And please enjoy. If you want to support the show and keep us running, we're trying to stay grassroots. You can support that at Patreon, patreon.com/Toffees, and make sure that you help keep the show running at the quality that you've come to love and more. The more that we get support-wise, the more I can invest in things like overlays and some great new stuff that you've been seeing coming out, as well as get new and more interesting guests on the show. So lots of fun there by supporting, guys. We appreciate it. Also, a new producer. Don't forget to check out Snuggy. You can follow him at Snuggy's Dota, as he's helping out a lot with keeping these stories flowing. That said, let's get into the news. There's not a ton actually that went on or that I can give you this weekend. I'll be giving you some finals and some roster finishes out, but it's a pretty quiet overall scheme of things, so it's going to be, I assume, a fairly short show today. So pro news, Nexus is out. If we talk about Moscow 5, I can tell you right now, Nexus was removed due to personal issues, and he is being replaced by a gentleman named King R. So Moscow 5, a team that was really, everybody was excited about when they joined the scene. They were coming out. They've got a huge pedigree, a lot of background, kind of Meet Your Makers style of everyone remembers them from the glory days. That said, it just hasn't worked out. They haven't had the synergy. They haven't been able to execute the way that they wanted to, and they've had 2 roster changes in the last couple of months. So you may remember that not so long ago, Arzart, who was sort of the star of the team, left. Now we've got Nexus out, and we've got a King R coming in. So I'm curious to see how they do with this current changes. They're going to be in a lot of big tournaments, including the Dota Pit coming up real soon. So it's a curiosity to me just how this is going to go. Next piece of pro news, this is an interesting one to me, is Mel posted on his Twitter, not a single soul on Reddit seems to have guessed the stand-in for Alliance at ESL 1 New York. My name wasn't brought up once, so it's not official. It hasn't been officially announced yet, but according to his Twitter, it looks like he'll be standing in for Chessie, who is suffering from back pain. If you actually can go and search it, you'll find some pictures of their tournament down in WEC. Kelly Milkies was giving him back rubs to try and keep him in the game, but his back is getting very, very bad, and as a result, it looks like he will not be attending ESL 1 New York, and it looks like, based on the tweet, and that's all we can give you right now, that Melk will be standing in for him. So we'll know more as the weekend gets closer, but hey, there's something. Number 3, Brax, and this is just a follow-up. I'd love to get one of them on the show, and I'm trying to work on it, but the rumor on the streets, and it's a fairly confirmed rumor due to presence issues, is that Brax and 1437 are out of Navi US due to issues with Snake King. Now, that is a rumor. It has not been overly confirmed. In fact, if you go to Brax's Twitter, it still says that he is a player for Navi US, so he hasn't changed the official profiles yet. That said, there have been multiple games in the last week or two where Brax and 1437 have not been playing. There have been stand-ins. However, they've been playing or streaming pubs or been on interview shows at the exact same time. In fact, 1437 was on a show with Bruno, I think it was 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and Narvi started to play, and Bruno asked 1437, why aren't you there? And he said, I'm not on the team anymore. So there's a lot of interesting things happening with Navi US. I'm curious to hear what they are. As a huge North American, South American Dota fan in this region, I think a lot of us really want to know. So I'm working on getting them on the show. If you think it'd be a good idea, go ahead and tweet at them. Tell them to get in touch because I'd like to hear what's going on with their side of the story. But just so you know, those stand-ins have become sort of a staple. And Narvi's roster, we're curious to see where it'll be in the next couple of weeks. Tournament news, all right, so Newbie is victorious. WC ends with Newbie taking home the prize, and get this, guys, C9 got second place. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. We love C9. They took one major so far this season. They've got a lot of second place finishes, but they just haven't been able to clinch that thing. So maybe ESL 1 New York will be some redemption for them, but Newbie takes home the win. WEC plays by all kinds of issues. They basically came up with a bigger tournament. I think Join Dota summed it up best, and they said WCA bit off more than they could chew. They wanted to launch the Cyber Sports Arena. They wanted to do a massive tournament. They had LAN issues, computer issues. The headsets weren't working right. The connections weren't there for the casters. I heard from players that they literally didn't have in-ear phones. They didn't have noise canceling, that the fans were yelling things out that both teams could hear, that it just was janky in a lot of ways and just really badly organized. So interesting that all that went down. At the end of the day, however, Newbie took home a prize of $325,000 for first place. C9 took home not a small amount, $89.4 thousand, but obviously not the $325,000 you'd love to get first place and walk out of there with. Everyone else, including Na'Vi, for instance, Alliance got 40, so they did cover their travel costs. Na'Vi took home $3,200, so really barely worth their trip, to be completely honest. So WCA had some great games, and in fact, we chatted with Kodal Guy last night in a SCS tournament that he helped me out with, and talked about how while WCA had some trouble, and you guys may know that, you also may remember the Beyond the Summit House lost their internet connection. It was a lot of crazy. He said that while it was incredibly difficult, the games were incredibly rewarding, and that is in large part due to 6.82. People starting to come around a little bit to it, say, hey, this is a return to the 4 Protect 1 strats in some ways, but the games are closer, the comebacks are real, the potential, the excitement is there. And I think that if you can say anything about the WCA, it is this, that there were tons of narratives, great games, and a lot of fun to watch. So, I'm interested to hear how the payouts roll down. The prize pool was announced. Once the payouts come out, a lot of folks have been skeptical about that with the WCA execution. If that money rolls out, we forgive WCA. We say it's a tough tournament. It was your first time doing something massive. Pay the teams. Prove to us you're legitimate, and we'll be back next year. Next tournament for you to talk about, MVP was crowned the kings of the Korean Dota League Season 3. I believe it was yesterday. They took home equivalently $12,000. Now, here's an interesting thing about the KDL that you guys may not know. They have a really unique prize pool. Basically, the first time you win, you get $1,800. Every victory after that is $900. So if you go through and get a bunch of wins, you get a lot of money. And that's what MVP Phoenix was able to do, and they do take home the win there as the top team. So they did a great job winning that one. Also, here's a big announcement. DreamHack returns in Season 2. It's a $100,000 announcement for the starting grand prize. It'll be added to by the compendium, we presume, as it was last time around. Now, the DreamHack site has been a bit finicky all day, so I'm not going to send you there, but there are open signups. If you want a team and you want to get in on the open, you can head over to the joindota.com. They have a special article on DreamHack, and they have the sign-up links very easily listed right there on the main page. So it's actually easier to get there through Join Dota than it is to get there through the DreamHack site. What that says about the DreamHack site, I don't know, but it does mean that you can sign up for the opener and possibly be in the play of $100,000. So really, you got to love the new move of Dota, less towards invitation and more towards invitation plus open qualifiers. Really adding to the ability to break into the scene, and very, very cool. So that's going to be DreamHack coming back. We're all pretty excited about that. They always have great production value on their lands, and I'm sure that this will be no different. But my big favorite announcement right now is D2CL is going to return, or D2L, I should say, is going to return with some wicked rosters, a free LAN final in Vegas, and $50,000 plus 25% of ticket sales. So this was announced by AC over on Reddit yesterday. We went to their site to double check everything. It all looks good. This is going to be a big tournament, and the cool part is if you can go to Vegas, you can go to the LAN. So it's one of those things where it tempts me to take a Vegas trip. I like to take one every once in a while, and this may be a good excuse to try it out because AC is going to be there casting this live, and it's going to be a great tournament. The Western Division, are you ready for this, is going to be Alliance, Cloud9, EG, Navi, Empire, I think it's actually Navi US if I remember correctly, Empire, Top Secret, Team Tinker, and Virtus Pro. And then on the eastern side of things, it sounds like my son is awake. We're going to have Hyper Glory Team, Invictus Gaming. Oh, he is definitely awake right now. It's alright, little man. Tong Fu, Newbie, LV, both LGDs. And those are your lineups. So that's going to be a pretty good tournament. The top 4, I believe, go to Vegas for the LAN final. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So keep an eye out for that one, as the qualifiers will be up and running very soon in both divisions. And from what I understand, AC is going to be doing all of the games. So it's not one of those tournaments where we're going to have so many teams that it's covered by everybody doing everything differently. It sounds like they're doing the scheduling very comfortably so that AC will be able to cover everything. If you like AC, if you're a big fan, check out the interview we did with him last week. It is up on the YouTube and the SoundCloud, and it has some pretty good stuff on it. Wow, my Twitter is blowing up right now. Sorry about that, guys. We'll turn it down. Oh, looks like Brax said he'd be interested in coming on the show. So that's great. We'll get that set up. So this just in. Brax will be coming on the show sometime in the next couple of weeks. And that's very exciting for all of us. So that we'll let you know once we have more details about when we'll be getting him on to talk a little bit about what's going on in the career. And I really, whatever he wants to talk about, that's kind of how I like to do my interviews. SL10, baby. Tinker and Secret are going to Kiev. They wrap up those solidified positions in the European playoffs, and so far the qualified teams for Star Ladder 10 are Interactive Philippines, Evil Geniuses, VG Gaming, Newbie, Team Tinker, and Secret Team. We're waiting for a couple more, but at the end of the day, this is turning out to be a huge LAN with a lot of big dogs there, so it should be quite a lot of fun to watch. I'm excited about Tinker and Secret getting there. Both teams, by the way, and we should mention this is also hearsay, rumor mongering. I probably shouldn't do it, but let's do it anyway. Rumor that Curse Gaming is looking at picking up SNA for ESL 1. So if you see that, if you see SNA sponsored finally by someone, which they have had in the offing for a long time, these guys deserve to get picked up by somebody. If Curse picks them up at ESL 1, we're going to say I told you so. But there's a real talk about Tinker or Secret potentially getting picked up by GG Gaming. Whether or not that's true, I can't completely confirm. GG Gaming, obviously the operations group behind Alliance and EG, some of the top teams in the world. Would not be surprised to see them pick up a Team Secret. Team Secret has been so dynamic lately and so exciting to watch that they are sort of the talk of the town, the bells of the ball that everyone wants to see, so it wouldn't surprise me. And I would be pretty excited to see GG, an organization with such strong roots in esports, take over the operation of a team like that. So that's kind of it, guys. That's the tournament news. That's the pro news, the way that it's going down. Everything looks pretty gosh darn good in terms of where we're going with this. So let's go over and do some game picks. There's a lot of games going on early today, so that is pretty exciting. The biggest game for me, the one that I want to watch, is going to be coming up in Summit, and it's going to be Team DK. I'm sorry, not DK. It's going to be Tong Fu versus Speed Gaming. I think that they're evenly matched. Their game should be a lot of fun. They're going to be live in about an hour and a half right now. And they should be pretty strong with the way that both of those teams are playing Dota. The Summit also has a run between DK and LV Gaming. DK way the underdogs due to some roster changes lately. And then obviously Moscow 5 is playing a lot today. But, you know, with the roster changes as well, I don't have a lot of faith in what they can pull off, especially as they're going up against EG and some others. Though, I will tell you this. Synergy right now, in about 3 hours, they're going to be playing Moscow 5 versus Power Rangers, and with the changes to Moscow 5, I don't know if they can stand up against Power Rangers, though they are favored in the rankings. So if you want to place a potential bet, that could be your black horse or your dark horse match to go check out. So my picks for today, guys, check out the Summit 2. That Speed versus Tong Fu should be a really good one. No Team Secret playing, so I'm not going to be able to tell you to watch them, but they have been phenomenal. Now, if you want to see something awesome, go check out SNAs. They've got some VODs up of Ush playing a monster rampage on a Sand King. I'll tell you what, Ush's been playing out of his mind the last couple of weeks. I've been trying to get him to agree to come on the show. He says, I don't want to wake up early. But we're going to make that happen because Ush is really been doing a great job. And we want to chat with him about that. Which brings me to SNA wins the Canada Cup Season 3 in a 3-1 match over Navi US. So SNA showing again their stars, their stripes, and how strong they are as a team, up and coming. And congratulations to them on that big win. Excited to see more things from them in the future, guys. GG Gaming, it was asked over on the Twitch chat, because guys, for those of you listening to the podcast, we do the show live just for recording purposes, and if you ever want to stop by and ask questions during the show, you can. But yes, GG Gaming is owned by Alex Garfield. He's the CEO. As be pretty strong. So, that said, guys, that's our show for today. That's really all we got for you. It's short, sweet, and fast, the way it was originally designed. When the show doesn't have a guest, it runs nice and short, makes your podcast really easy to listen to. But that's your news for the day. We'll be back on Wednesday. If all goes as planned, we'll have Z-Freak from Complexity Gaming here, talking to the managers, trying to get that arranged. And we'll have more details about future guests coming up shortly, as we've got to keep working that out. So if you have someone that you want to see on the show, someone you think would be a great fit, tweet it at me, at Toffees_Dota2. Let me know, and I will reach out to them to see if we can't get them on. Remember, if you want to support the show, you can head over to patreon.com/Toffees and choose to support us, keep us running, help us get the funds that we need to make everything even bigger and better. Whether or not you want to kick in $1 or just some words of encouragement, everything is truly appreciated. And that's really it. That's it, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. My name's Toffees. As always, I will cut the stream and then come back briefly to chat with you if you've got any questions for me. But other than that, it's been a great morning. Have a wonderful day. And as always, Toffees out.